Thanks, Goose. Well, it seems every day there are new games coming out for smartphones, so we thought it was about time that we did a bit of a roundup. And first up, Robo, which is a game all about a flying robot. Have you been harassing developers to make games about you again, Darren?
Obviously, the game's creator is a big fan of mine, and who can blame him? He's only human. Like me, Robo is handsomely manufactured and he's got his own jet boots. He must gather as many stars as he can on the way to each level's exit. However, there aren't any time limits here, so the game's challenge comes from its well-hidden stars.
I have to say I was a bit worried when I first picked this up because I've never really been a big fan of tilt controls. But I think they work pretty well here. Robo's jet boots are the main thrust of his movement, with the tilting just providing minor course corrections. You can also flick in between the foreground and the background, which allows the levels to have some sneaky secret passages.
I loved how many ideas they packed into this game. You can spin the levels to shift blocks around, and there are even little surprise stars to be earned for doing things like scoring soccer goals. I do wish you could see more of the level though. Having to keep pausing the game and bringing up the map made me think the game might work better on a bigger screen, where you could see the whole level. I think this is a really clever game. I'm giving it 7 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Well, Darren will of course always be my favourite robot. But Rocket Robo is pretty cute as well, so I'm giving it 7.5. Next up, Smash Hit.
The game has a deceptively simple concept. You merely fly through a glass world, smashing it with ball bearings. So much destruction! Unfortunately, the game does limit your ammo, so you do need to aim your shots carefully. Hitting the blue crystals tops up your ammo reserves, which you'll need for shooting your way through these glass obstacle courses. Run out of balls and it's game over.
Yes, I thought this game looked super easy, but oh my, was I wrong.
Affirmative.
There's a real skill to mastering the ball's arc to hit those distant crystals. And some of the obstacles are really hard because the glass bits you need to hit are so tiny. I was totally stressed out, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's definitely a game where I kept coming back for another go. It's just so satisfying when you have the bonus abilities like double and triple shots. But you've got to combo a lot of crystal hits together without crashing to earn these power-ups. I was so determined to keep retrying until I could perfect each section. I thought this was a smashing game. I'm giving it 9.
Nice pun, Hex, nice pun. Well, I had a ball with this game.
That's all right.
I'm giving it 9 as well. Well, next up we answer the age-old question of who would win a fight between bears and art.
Bears vs. Art is a puzzle game from Half Brick, the Aussie studio behind Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride. It stars an angry bear who visits a lot of art galleries, creating chaos in each. Often he simply has to scratch the paintings to shreds, but this task is made a lot more difficult because your bear can only roll in straight lines, and he doesn't stop until he hits a wall.
Yeah, I often found I had to just take a moment at the beginning of each level and plan which way I wanted to go. Especially since you often have a strict number of rolls to complete the level in.
Yeah, this was a bit hit and miss for me. I think the strategic levels are great. There are dangers like patrolling guards and spike traps to plan around. But then you get these rushed levels where you have to roll into all the guests before time runs out. What was that about?
I don't know, I took them as a fun little break to recharge my brain. The microtransactions bugged me a bit though. It's always pushing you to spend real money on power-ups, and you only get a tiny number of free retries for levels. Run out and you have no choice but to buy some more or turn the game off and let the retries recharge.
Yes, a bad microtransaction model can ruin the experience, can't it? But I had a good time with this game and I love the concept, so I'm giving it 6.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
It's a 6 from me.
Smartphones have become such capable gaming machines. You know, I've actually got a Darren report all lined up about the technology that makes our pocket computers tick. Roll the tape, Kerry.